Hello, everybody, and welcome to
Gravity Games!
And today we're going to talk about the concept and applications of banning things from a competitive scene in a game, or what's considered broken or not broken, and really maybe where that line gets drawn between, developer intentions, legitimate balance mistakes, and player opinion.
First off, I think when a game is broken or considered broken by the scene, it really alienates people away from that game.
The newest example, although not all our viewers might be big fighting game fans, but the newest BlazBlue has a DLC character named Kokonoe, who is really fucking good, and there's a lot of discussion about banning her from the tournament scene. And I gotta imagine, if you're just getting into the game and you hear all these people saying, "Oh, ban Kokonoe," or "Kokonoe is broken," are you gonna be like, "Do I want to play this game? Is this game really broken off the bat?"
And there's a lot of kind of annoying things about the whole Kokonoe situation too. She's a DLC character, so not everyone's gonna have access to this character. Only the elite hardcore who want to shell out the money for this. And it just seems like she wasn't properly tested. This character came out a week after the game launched.
Yeah.
So it's they had her ready, but not ready to put on the disc. But they obviously didn't test her either because, most people say she's really broken. And from personal experience, I think I agree.
It's I don't want to be the guy who says something's broken, but fucking Kokonoe is such a pain in the balls to fight that it actually drains pretty much all fun out of that matchup, regardless of how good the Kokonoe player is or isn't.
And I think when a game is broken, it's just going to ultimately hurt sales, because people aren't going to want to buy, a broken, unbalanced piece of crap.
Yeah.
I think that might have maybe hurt Injustice a little bit. When
definitely.
People heard about, Deathstroke and Superman just shooting people, they're like, alright, fuck this. But, that doesn't really cross that fine line between really annoying and actually bannable.
Yeah, they didn't ban Superman or Deathstroke, but if it was any evidence, maybe they should have, because EVO Finals for Injustice were fucking dull.
Well, Mortal Kombat had that issue too, where it was just Liu Kang throwing his hat the whole time and doing dive kicks.
Yeah.
But, I'm sure you could beat it if you're, the most patient person. But I don't know, because they have chip damage and stuff like that. And maybe it is unfair, but I wouldn't go as far to say anyone in Injustice is bannable.
Yeah.
But when you do ban a character, I think that can be unfair to certain players. If you like a character like Kokonoe and you put a lot of time into her,
Not help your fucking soul, but yeah.
And then they ban her, it's that's not really fair.
That actually happened to somebody I know. Granted, he's a big pussy, but he was like, "Wow, nobody wants to play against Kokonoe. Why do I play this game?" And I made fun of him for liking Kokonoe, but when you look at it, it's that does suck, Because coming from me, I play characters I like, which is, at the moment, Bullet in BlazBlue, who I've come to like as a character, isn't considered very good. But, you fight the uphill battle anyways, and you feel a bit better about yourself, so, why not just let the people...
Yeah, if you just play who you like, it's not fair to those people. I'm sure the thing is, though, people will go to a tournament, they will pick Kokonoe, and they will try to win with the character.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. Do we just want everyone playing who's gonna win? So it's a tricky situation. I'm sure people like Meta Knight and Brawl, but, if there's also clear evidence that everyone picks Meta Knight.
Yeah. And everyone isn't actually picking Kokonoe right now.
Yeah, like I said, she's a DLC character. Not everyone's going to have access to her.
Which is really weird when it comes to tourney scenes and DLC characters. Granted, anybody who's competitive enough to join tourneys will shell out the $5 for a DLC character. But it is an alienating thing, especially in a fighting game, to have DLC characters. Some people want to shell out the money to learn a matchup against a character or something like that.
So, what about, shooting games and...
Well, it's the recent loadout trend that actually makes me feel like there's broken stuff in shooting games, and Call of Duty's an offender.
I can actually vouch for Call of Duty and say they've gotten better, but when things like Juggernaut and Martyrdom existed, it's like if there was a competitive scene for that game, which I'm sure there was, it's like, are these things really allowed? Like, should these things really be allowed in this game?
And like my feelings towards how they handle the weapons, although they've never actually managed to alienate anybody from buying the fucking game, is you gotta think about the unlock system in Call of Duty, where no matter what, like no matter how good or bad you play,
yeah,
you're going to get weapons.
Yeah, it rewards you just for sinking time into it, not being good, not being terrible. You just, the more you play, the better shit you get.
And there's very clear-cut good and bad weapons in that game. So the shame about that is, like, somebody, even a really good shooting player, like, who knows the maps really well, and, you know, fucking good reflexes and all that stuff, but they've only been playing, I don't know, for 3 weeks compared to the guy who's been playing for 2 months. The guy who's been playing for 2 months will get the better weapon in that game. And they get to start right off the bat with that better weapon.
And some games actually give you every single weapon in the game, like the new Killzone. So it's never really unfair.
Yeah.
I mean, some might argue, oh, well, unlocking stuff's the fun, and I can't disagree. That is pretty fun. Like, it's addicting.
Yeah, it's a grind, but I'm not saying grinds are bad. Like, it's something to keep playing for, but, like, I like to have all my weapons off the bat, and I've come to really miss arena-style shooting, where there's a whole aspect of map control that comes from not having whatever weapon you spawn to start.
I'm assuming in a tourney scene, they have everything unlocked for everyone, so there is no, like, well, this guy has this, but I don't have that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's still things that are on that questionable fringe, is that a good word? Of,
sure.
Like, bannability. Like, I remember in Call of Duty, like, the Scar had, like, ridiculous damage output, or the, what was the dual shotguns in Modern Warfare?
Akimbo 1887s, I think they were called. Yeah, people were bitching about that all the time.
Well, if you put on, like, the steady aim or whatever the hell it was that gave you better hip fire and dual wielded them, you could kill people from, like, halfway across the map with a shotgun in one hit.
In a shooting game of all things.
I do believe they patched that, but that seems like something that would be bannable in, like, a tourney environment.
Yeah. But, like, should the tourney environment just have, should they not be concerned with, like, developer intentions and the tourney environment should enforce their own rules? Like, is that good? Personally, I don't really have any strong feelings towards or against it, because they are usually putting something on the line, money or something, and you should make it a fair environment, but this also hurts the tourney scene overall, because then you just have a lot of high tier versus high tier.
Yeah, like, that's where it gets really tricky, like, okay, you can also pick Kokonoe. It is fair.
That would be the fucking dullest match I'd ever seen, but
I mean, I guess everyone could just pick the good shit, but that's so lame.
I mean, this is a personal opinion, but what got me into fighting games is definitely not, playing the best matchup possible, but having a crazy cast of characters that can fight each other. And I've gotten more into fighting games as time went on, and devoted myself to understanding them more, but the draw in, I feel, for fighting games in the first place was you have all these characters, and you pick the one you think is cool, and you learn how to play them, and, you've dedicated some time to a character that you like, and you go and you fight other people, and as the tourney scenes advanced, like, in some games, like, half the roster is just swept off the table, like, why would you play this guy in a tourney unless you're super beast, like...
So, okay, let's cut to the chase. Do you think things in video games should be bannable? What do you think?
I think, I don't really know how they debate on what is bannable. I don't know what kind of jury they round up.
Well, yeah, it's like, where's that line between something that's really good and something that's just fucking broken?
But I think in a tournament scene when people are putting money on the line, there should be, like, some self-imposed rules of what people shouldn't be allowed to do, to keep it, competitive, and so the best man wins based off skill alone kind of thing. And I do feel like you should be allowed, like, banning isn't inherently bad, but...
I agree. I'm actually okay with banning, because I think if people were allowed to use a broken character, that's all people would do.
Yeah.
There's no reason not to.
And then, like...
and then you'd have no diversity in the tournament. And basically, people who actually wanted to play the people they liked or use the weapons they liked or whatever, they wouldn't really be able to because you just have somebody like, oh, I can fucking win with this guy.
I mean, yeah, like in a tournament setting, they can impose the rules, but the thing is, like, sometimes you feel like they're imposing this just because people were bitching instead of learning the game. And, like, I'm trying to think of a game that I played where I thought more people were bitching than learning. Probably fucking Injustice with Deathstroke. It wasn't the highest tier.
Yeah, but Deathstroke actually is not that good.
Especially when Superman was in that game.
Superman, fucking Aquaman.
Yeah.
Green Lantern.
I mean, I can't say Deathstroke's a ton of fun to fight exactly, but he was completely beatable. And people were like, fuck Deathstroke, fuck this game. You know, like, why would you, like, ban Deathstroke? And that was more bitching than learning.
Yeah. And that's the thing. When you ban a character, it kind of makes that scene look casual.
Yeah.
Like, oh, look at these fucking whiners. I don't want to play this game with all these babies.
I mean, I would honestly, like, it's a different beast, but...
I'm gonna have to go with Meta Knight being one of those examples. Like, is he really that good? Like, I've seen some stuff, yeah, you can, like, fly under the stage, you can knock people off, but I've seen other bullshit in that game.
Yeah.
It's fucking Smash Bros.
Smash is a different breed, and you know what's funny is, like, these people have taken the tournament setting probably the farthest. Because Smash was never intended to have a tournament setting, and although I don't necessarily agree with playing it that competitively, it's... yeah, props to them for putting the effort in. But, like, I can't even describe, like, how fucking dull Smash tournaments are to me. I mean, like, I would actually think these people would be 6 times more fucking hardcore if they played with items, and if they played on different stages. I would think that these guys are hardcore and are going deep. Granted, it's not balanced, but part of the beauty of a tournament is a spectator.
Yeah. Like, oh boy, Smashville, no items.
Yeah.
2 Meta Knights on one team. So, okay, final verdict. Banning things in tournaments, yes or no?
Yes, but with a proper jury.
Yeah, I'd say yes too, after, like, maybe giving them a lesser tournament to observe.
I'm out of stuff to talk about, I think. I put my 2 cents out.
Yeah, Thank you for watching, and please like, comment, and subscribe.